Hi guys, just a video on my opinion on schooling. Now, my videos are very different, they're all not really one subject, and this is a matter that I feel very strongly about. I'd like to express some of my views, I live in the UK, about schooling and how it should be differently taught. Now, the main problem with schooling is it's all one system, it's all one type of thing, it's all one database, if you like, on the way we're taught. We're not taught in a different way. They like to say we are, but we're not. They say, oh, get up, do something active in the classroom, when the only actual active thing we do is PE. We don't do anything active in English classes or, I just need to shut my door, or maths or science. We don't actually do anything active, or we don't actually get taught in a different way. We get a teacher on a whiteboard who teaches us things. This is a quote from Joe Rogan. You're sat in class bored into a coma because of the way they teach you, and the way they teach you at the age you are. We are young adolescents who are developing, not just in a downstairs in the actual physical body, but we're developing it as a mind as well. We're wanting to get up and do more active things than sit down in a classroom and learn in a different way. Now, the system at the moment in the UK, I don't know who makes it, I'm guessing Michael Gove or something does this. It's very it's very borderline on crap, and I find it quite funny because in order to find out what you're interested in, you need to be taught in different ways to express that and then pursue that fully. And I'm a big fan of Red Pill Physiology, who are he does YouTube videos on the Matrix and schooling as well. And like he mentioned in one of his videos I just watched, you actually have, say if you walk into a job, these GCSE grades you need, or I don't know what they're called in America, these GCSE grades you need and A-levels aren't actually going to be used in the job, unless it's something like drama and theatre where you need the knowledge of it, because it's quite a sort of an outside subject or quite an unusual thing to do. You don't need any of those things. So if you work in an office, yeah, you need to know how to talk to people, but that's a life skill. You need to work with numbers, so basic math, that's pretty much it. Everyone can talk, they've been taught since they were a child. You don't really need the actual things you need, and you're looked at, if you don't get a C in your test, as a dumb person. But the problem is, you're looked at as a dumb person, but you don't actually, the school don't give you a chance to express something you're brilliant at. Everyone is brilliant at something, and it might not be something to do with schooling. So if school let you express in any way you want, everybody would get an A star in something. Fair enough, if someone gets an A star in English, congratulations. But if someone else gets an F in English and they get an A star in something else, I can't think of an example. If someone wants to be like a musician or something, and the music block and the school don't let them use the particular words or sing in that way, they can't prove themselves to be worthy of being a musician. So the schools need to open up different ways of teaching to express everyone's opinion, and it seriously needs to change. Also, as teenagers, we get very tired with all of this stupid coursework stuff that is supposedly needed, when it's really not, because, I know people that go to work, obviously my parents and my parents' friends and other adults I know, we're supposed to get used to doing work outside of school, so schoolwork outside of school, sorry, but all of the people I know who are adults don't do any work once they've finished, and school kids actually go to school longer than quite a few people that work full-time, even people working full-time. Therefore, we're actually being given more than people that are adults and that go to work, and they're meant to be doing the work outside of the school, but outside of the work, but they're not. So we're actually doing more than an adult is working. And barely, as I partly said, barely any jobs you actually need these GCSEs. I suppose people look at your CV and say, oh, you can't do this because you don't have that, but you don't actually need those things in it. It's just a false requirement that you apparently need. And also, teachers need a different approach to school. They need to, as I've said, teach in a different way. But a lot of the teachers I see, they've got the same standard, not personality, like the same standard of appearance in school, so they don't actually express themselves as a teacher in a different way. I've got one teacher at my school who's different, and he's my favourite teacher, pretty much because of that reason, and is a good teacher as well. But a lot of teachers are very boring, and they can't really connect with you, and that's probably why you get so bored and why people fail in class, because they're so bored. So also I think school should be optional, and laugh if you want, but it really needs to be, because nothing should be forced upon someone that they don't want to happen. You know, you're going to get a job anyway, even if you don't go to school. It does not matter, and there are also no actual fully optional subjects. Say if you want to do art, and you're amazing at drawing a murder scene or someone dead or that's been killed or something, and the art group don't let you because it's too graphic, you have just failed the art group, because they're expecting you to draw some bright scene with loads of pictures of pixies or something, and you get an F in it, but then you're good at drawing things that could be in a gory comic. So they don't actually fully let you express, because they think you're still a child. But when you're around 13, you actually develop so much. 13, 14, you're obviously not an adult physically, but you're definitely becoming that mentally, and you should express yourself in a different way. It's very non-uniform also should be added in. The whole way of we're taught at school really needs to change, and I reckon it will, with more people like me lately coming up with YouTube videos about it. I reckon it might make a change. Thank you for listening.